This is CBS 2 News at 10.
2468, defund the police state.
From Boise State's campus to City Hall, protesters made their voices heard in Boise. Tonight, we have team coverage breaking down for you the events of this evening. CBS 2's Erica Lee is live from BSU, where supporters of Black Lives Matter held their rally quite by surprise. Haley Kramer joins us from the live desk with what the City Council was doing inside City Hall while protesters were outside. And about those protests downtown, CBS 2's Trevor Fay starts us off live from City Hall. Trevor, how did it go there?
The event tonight went smoothly with few acts of violence and no vandalism. Most of the protesters have cleared out of City Hall with only a handful remaining. This was the scene earlier as hundreds of protesters marched from the State House to City Hall. Chants of USA and Back the Blue could be heard all around. Chief Lee recapped today's events earlier this evening.
Earlier this evening, we did make 2 arrests. Those 2 subjects were arrested for jumping one of the barriers into the police-only area. They're being charged with resist and obstructing. We're also investigating a report of an aggravated assault and another report of an aggravated assault and battery. In both of those cases, the suspects were detained and we're continuing to investigate.
Dozens of cars drove past Idaho and Capitol, honking in support of the protesters. Few Black Lives Matter protesters were seen at City Hall this afternoon, and they had a separate rally at Boise State. Rumors that they'd attend the City Hall rally en masse as counter-protesters proved untrue. Now, folks, as I've been speaking here tonight, there's actually been another arrest just off to my left here. A woman and a driver in another car have been arrested by Boise PD. They've been very disturbing throughout the night, making numerous calls against President Trump, circling the block here, causing general disruption. If we pan over to the side here, we can actually see the car in question, and we can see the women being arrested by police in front of spectators as we speak. Now, we're not sure what charges are going to be filed against these women at the time. You can see that red car there driving away. That is the car in question. You might have heard as I was reading there a large cheer from the crowd. That is as the women were being arrested. We actually have another woman right over there in the white top. That is the one that has been screaming obscenities about President Trump. You can see she is being arrested right now. So it appears I may have spoken too soon about the number of arrests tonight. But fortunately, as you can see, the entire crowd has moved over to the scene of the arrest, and it appears the police have this under control. I'll be sure to mention more about this in my report later on tonight on idahonews.com and get all the information to you folks via our website there. This is Trevor Fay reporting live in Boise for CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Trevor, and we will be checking in again with you in just a few minutes to see if things have settled down at all over there. CBS 2's Haley Kramer now joins us live from the live desk with a look at tonight's City Council meeting and the decisions that were made. Haley.
There were 2 big topics discussed by the City Council during the meeting tonight. The biggest, the city's proposed fiscal year 2021 budget, which after a 4-2 vote in favor will move forward to the next step. The council heard public comment both in the chambers and online. There was a variety of opinions on the topic, many having to do with the police portion of the budget. While some spoke in support, others raised concerns about putting more funding toward police rather than outside social services. There were also concerns about placing increased mental health services under the umbrella of law enforcement. When Councilmember Elaine Clegg moved the budget forward, Councilmember Jimmy Halliburton expressed concerns. He said he had heard from people in the community who don't look like him, who do not feel safe, and asked if there could be a substitute motion which would put a hold on the proposed increase in police funding until more conversations could be had. That motion was denied and the budget was moved forward. The council also voted on whether or not they want to have the option in the future to take foregone taxes. While many expressed they didn't want to take foregone, they wanted that option. The resolution passed unanimously.
Haley, thank you. Now let's go back downtown to Erica Lee. She was at Boise State for the Black Lives Matter rally. Erica?
Brent, take a look behind me. It's completely empty and quiet here at Boise State, but just a couple of hours ago, it was a completely different story as hundreds of Black Lives Matter protesters exercised their rights here, and even all of the entrances were blocked, and now everything is back to normal. Those who attended the protest held signs and shared stories of injustice. Many organizations were also present to help register people to vote. They told me that's the best way to take action after protesting. The demonstration wrapped up around 6 p.m. and there were some counter-protesters here, but it was only a handful and it was not as much compared to the number that was present at City Hall tonight. Reporting live in Boise, Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.
Stay with us for complete coverage of the protests in this newscast and online. We will have more images in just a few minutes.